What's going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new locals feature match. Here we are in round one for the week. We've got my friend Alex on the left versus my friend Partho on the right. We got ABC Adventurer Therion versus DDD. Hopefully you guys are gonna enjoy the video. And yeah, let's hop right into it. We're gonna see ABC go first here in game one, leading with the Pot of Prosperity. Gonna go ahead and banish. Looks like gonna go for just 3. Was maybe thinking about going for 4 or 6 there, but opting to go for just 3, revealing Disc Coliseum, Union Hanger, and ABC. Putting the field spells to the graveyard instead of the bottom of the deck where they should be. I don't think it's gonna matter too much, but a little bit of a misplay there. Those should have gone to the bottom. But either way, he's gonna go normal B with the Hanger on board. Search the piece and then go ahead and equip from deck with the C. So pretty much has access to ABC Buster right now. And we're going to see him go ahead and terraforming. Luckily, he has another terraforming target in the deck. Luckily, he didn't just send it to the graveyard in accident there with the Prosperity. But these things happen, right, when you're on camera. It's easy to forget things. Nerves are a little bit higher. It is what it is. We're going to see him go ahead and activate Disc Coliseum after he adds it off terraforming to grab Regulus. And then we're going to go ahead and see him link the 2 pieces after he summons the C after being equipped to go for the Platinum Gadget. We're going to see him activate B Chainlink 1, C Chainlink 2. C is going to go ahead and summon A. B is going to add another copy of B because they can add themselves. And none of their effects are once per turn. So we can go ahead and use the Platinum Gadget now to summon the piece to the field. But first we're going to see Regulus activate. Go ahead and target a machine monster in the graveyard. Still one of my favorite cards like in the game right now currently is Therion King Regulus. Love the artwork and just love the interactions it has with like certain cards like ABC monsters or like Machina Gear Frame. Really cool interactions. Now, speaking of Earth Machines, the deck that I've been like trying to look back into, especially the Vernalizer cards coming out. There's some like cool cards that are like low-key Earth Machine support. Also been looking at Speedroids too, and plan on getting a test hand video out to you guys sometime soon. Might actually record one later today. Post Legendary Duelist Season 3. Looks like we're going to see Regulus at the field, equipping the C, and then Platinum Gadget's going to summon the B. We're going to see him summon the C off the Regulus, link into IP Masquerena, and pretty sure at this point he has A, B, and C all in the graveyard, so we're going to see him go ahead and banish 3 to go ahead and summon ABC Dragon Buster, and right now, with the way this field is, he has the opportunity to go ahead and link summon for a lot of different threats on the opponent's turn. We're not just talking a Nightmare Unicorn here. We're talking things like Appaloosa for 4 materials. We're talking Underworld Goddess of the Closed World to link off with one of his opponent's monsters, especially if you take into account that ABC Dragon Buster can tag out into 3 pieces to give IP just like almost infinite fodder, it seems like. We're going to see DDD start things off here with Swirl Slime, fusioning with itself, obviously. And one of the cards there, you can't necessarily tell what that is because of the glare. Of course, there's just got to be a glare right in the perfect spot. It looks like it might have been Rage or Griffin. I think it was Griffin. So we're going to see him activate the Swirl Slime here to go ahead and summon one from the hand. We'll see if our ABC Duelist has a response. Looks like he will not. We're going to see him summon out Copernicus, Chainlink 1 Copernicus, Chainlink 2 Genghis. Genghis will summon the Griffin. Copernicus will send new Chain Griffin effect to go ahead and search a DD. Or I think, yeah, search a DD. As I know it has like another effect too where you can like draw and discard too, but I think that's when it's Pendulum summoned. Probably just go ahead and look that up real quick since I happen to be on DB working on a Speedroid deck list as I do this. Well, before I was doing this. If this card is Pendulum, so you can discard a DD or Dark Contract and draw. Okay, so that's the Pendulum one. So then we're going to see him go ahead and dump a Necro Slime. Well, the Necro Slime was sent off the Copernicus. And yeah, this card, especially in the graveyard, you can add a DD card from your deck to your hand. And then we're going to see him go ahead and overlay into the Caesar. It looks like on the summon of Caesar, we're going to see him activate, or his opponent activate ABC Dragon Buster. And then it looks like he'll Chain Wave Caesar's effect to go ahead and revive things, I think, after the battle phase. Very long and weird effect. But then he's going to go ahead and Chain Droplet to that, sending off Lamia and Caesar. to go ahead and hit Regulus and IP. Since Buster, I believe, missed its target, since Buster does target. Then we're going to see him use the Necro Slime to go ahead and fusion with itself and Copernicus into another copy of Genghis. And then he's going to go into the High Wave Caesar. And I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the rank 4 Caesar. Because I know it does like a couple different things. During another turn, you can detach one material from this card. At the end of the battle phase, special summon from your graveyard as many monsters destroy this turn as possible, but during the next standby phase, take 1,000 damage for each monster special summoned by this effect. So that's not a quick effect. So I don't know if he chained that necessarily, but regardless. Continuing on here with the turn, looks like he did send the Dark Contract with Patents off of the Caesar, and that allows him to add one back. And then we're going to see him go ahead and link off into the Gilgamesh to go ahead and scale up a copy of Cerberus and a copy of, looks like, Ragnarok. And going for the Cerberus here because you have to clear the Disc Coliseum. Disc Coliseum is always a big threat. Like, it really, like, punishes you for, like, trying to just clear things in the battle phase. You got to get rid of Disc Coliseum first, which is always kind of a nightmare. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and see him Pendulum Summon 2 Griffins, activate one of their effects, go ahead and discard a DD or Dark Contract and draw. And then it looks like we're going to go ahead and see him Ixies change into the Deus Machinex. It's going to trigger Ragnarok. He'll take 1,000, summon back the Wave. Or not Wave Caesar, just regular Wave King Caesar, not High Wave King Caesar. And he does have the Bee Buster Drake equipped to the ABC Dragon Buster. That will make it so that if it were to be destroyed by battle card effect once, he can, you know, send the Bee Buster Drake instead of it being destroyed. So now we're going to see him summon the Marksman Tell. And then it looks like we're going to see him activate Cerberus to go ahead and destroy the Tell and the Disc Coliseum. And then we're going to see him chain the the Marksman Tell to go ahead and target one monster on the field that loses 1,000 attack and defense, and if it does, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. So we'll target the Regulus to make it lose 1,000 attack and defense, and then the Marksman Tell effect is going to activate now to go ahead and send a DD or Dark Contract, not a Necro Slime there. Yeah, so I guess you could send a DD monster. So yeah, he's going to send the DD Dog here. Then we're going to see him activate Swamp King to go ahead and banish the Dog and the Swirl Slime to go ahead and go for the High Flame King Genghis, and link off the other 2 monsters there for the Gilgamesh. That'll trigger High Flame King Genghis to go ahead and bring back the Wave King Caesar. Yeah, it's very hard to commentate over the DDD deck sometimes, especially when they're really long matches, and I don't want them to be like super long videos, so you got to speed them up a little bit. So we got to be kind of sharp with what these cards do, but we're going to see him go into the battle phase. Gilgamesh over the Platinum Gadget. He is taking half damage here because of the Ragnarok scale effect, half battle damage that is. The Regulus, I think, was halved to 14 and then lost another sense was at 400. So math here is going to be kind of interesting. I think their math is correct. I just went by what they went off on their calculator. Masquerade obviously at 400 as well here, so should be at 56. Yeah, we'll just take their word for it here. It's very, like, I always say this before because it's come up so many times on the channel, like, always, like, keep, like be double sure on your life points, because I've seen it happen so many times here on the channel. I've gone over a match where, like, the players will think they're at a certain life point, but, like, after, like, watching the you know, the video back, and, like, they're not actually at that because they forgot, you know, like, a little bit of damage here and a little bit of damage there. Like a couple times it has actually made a difference. I think in one of the last feature matches, I think it was DDD versus Marincess, and the DDD player actually winded up winning when he should have lost. I think that was like very recent, so yeah, very, very important, like, right, keeping track of life points. Who would have thought? So we're gonna see our DDD player pass turn there. Really the only interruptions set up now are just 2 interruptions, I guess. More than 2 technically, because Deus Machinex can be multiple interruptions, depending with how many, like, you know, contracts he has available to destroy, and he does have quite a bit. So we're just going to see ABC Therion go ahead and mid-defeat. We're going to go into game 2, and immediately we're going to see a standby phase Lancia from DDD. We do see a Pot of Prosperity in our ABC player's hand, so that is going to put in a ton of work. We're going to see DDD start things off here, well, at least try to. He's going to be met with a skill drain. pay 1,000 there. We're going to see Griffin go ahead and summon itself out to overlay with the Copernicus into the Wave Caesar. And now DDD does have very, very good ways of outing spell and traps, and this is a perfect example we're seeing right here. The deck doesn't really care too much about Mystic Mine or other floodgates because it has really, really good ways of just playing through floodgates with its own engine. I think there was a video that DB Grinder posted a while back that was like a really cool match of like Nesh piloting DDD against like an Eldritch deck, and the way he played through floodgates is absolutely mind-boggling. It's like the gymnastics this deck can do, the amount of like jumping through hoops it can do to like out certain cards that most decks normally wouldn't be able to is really, really cool. And it all comes down to the pilot, because I think it is a very, very pilot dependent deck. But he is able to out the skill drain. But Droll and Lockbird is going to come down on top of the resolution of the effect to get the contract off of the Caesar. And that's going to unfortunately force him to pass turn there. And then we're going to see ABC start with a Prosperity for not 3 but 6 this time around. Double Union Hanger, Right, Pod, Driver, and Nibiru. We're going to see him take the Union Hanger, and remember to put the cards to the bottom this time and not send them to the graveyard. We're going to see him activate Union Hanger. Union Hanger is going to go ahead and search B, normal summon B, get Driver, Driver banish, go ahead and equip C, summon C, go ahead and link to, probably into Platinum Gadget here. Looking at Lina, the opponent does have a light monster in the graveyard, so could go for, you know, a little steal on the Lancia if he wanted to try to go ahead and link climb to try to close this game out here. So it looks like he will go for the Lina, and it's going to be Chainlink 2B, well, Chainlink 2C, Chainlink 1B. So C will summon A, and then we're going to see what he's going to go ahead and grab here off of the B. And looking at another copy of A, I mean, he does have A, B, and C all ready to go here. Normal summon has been exhausted, and looks like he has Nibiru in hand already. So it was like already kind of strapped for any DDD combos that his opponent was going to be able to make, even if he didn't have the Droll right. Having to deal with Skill Drain, Droll, and Nibiru if your DDD is kind of tough. But he does have Regulus in hand. Regulus, like I said earlier, so insane in these types of interactions, because not only is it a form of interaction for the opponent to have to deal with, but it's basically just a monster reborn too. So he's going to go ahead and get to equip the C, and then C effect to go ahead and summon itself. And then we're going to see him go ahead and look at going for a Link 4 here, but you know what? Might as well use Lina first, right, before you, get rid of it. So go for a Link 4 here, go for Appaloosa with 4 materials at 3,200. Yeah, it's going to be kind of a big Appaloosa. A decent size, right? And then we're going to go ahead and see him, I think, activate some effects here in the grave. He does have A and C to trigger. It looks like he will just go ahead and use, let's see if he uses both of them. Nope, just using the C to summon the A. And then we're going to see him banish A, B, and C to go ahead for the Dragon Buster. And this is more than enough damage on field to be game 3,200 from the Appo, 3K from, well, he is under Prosperity actually, so I should correct myself. This technically isn't game here. That's 15, 14, 800, and 16, so not going to be quite game. But it might as well be. Like, this is a lot of forms of interaction for our DDD player to have to deal with here. The banish from the ABC Dragon Buster, the Omni Negate from the Regulus, and of course a 4 material Appaloosa. And on top, if you get through all of that, you got to deal with the Nibiru as well. Now DDD does have plenty of engine ways to beat Nibiru by getting to Baron very early, or going for the High Wave King Caesar, the rank 6. So we're going to see him go ahead and activate Dark Contract with the gate to go ahead and grab the Vice Requiem. Activate Vice Requiem to go ahead and, scale it. And then activates effect to destroy, at least attempt to destroy a contract, and then summon itself out of the Pendulum Zone and lose a level equal number of contracts destroyed. It'll come out as a level 7 in this case if he does successfully destroy the contract. And obviously, Appaloosa cannot interact with this since it is not a monster right now, so that's kind of nice. So he would have to deal with this with Regulus, and I believe Vice Requiem is 2,800, so it could technically contest with the Regulus. Kind of a big monster, and it is a level 8. So again, if he wants to bring it out, he'll have to destroy 1 contract. It'll decrease the level by the number destroyed. But our ABC player thinking long and hard here is whether or not he wants to give his opponent a free body that can potentially contest the Regulus. So looks like he will Regulus negate. But now the Cerberus can go ahead and fire off here, clearing the Vice Requiem. getting rid of the Union Hanger on the opponent's side of the field, opening up the scale to go for a Ragnarok. And now has a... the scales right now are 5, and Orthros is a 3. So it can only pendulum summon 4s right now, which isn't a huge deal. We're going to see ABC Dragon Buster activate, discarding to go ahead and banish the Ragnarok. And then we're going to see him attempt to activate an effect Engrave. We'll activate Night Howl, and that's going to get negated by Appaloosa. And he's just going to, see the writing on the wall there. And we're going to go into game 3. And as we do, a quick shout out to Imperium Duelist, guys. If they haven't sold out, definitely check out their new Quest Water Dragon deck box at their site. If it hasn't sold out, it might have at this point. If you guys are looking for, binders, deck boxes, sleeves, mats, and more, check them out at the link below. Don't forget to use my discount code WinterKills10 off at checkout. And if you guys are buying into the new set, Legendary Duel Season 3 or Power of the Elements, and you want to support the channel by shopping on TCG Player while you pick up said sets, definitely check out my affiliate link to TCG Player down in the description below. Anytime you guys shop and check out, using that link, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase will go right back in the channel, and helps out a ton. Comes in very clutch, like this early Baron de Fleur we're seeing from our DDD player. It's one of the things I was talking about earlier in game 2, how it does have a couple lines to beat Nibiru. Nibiru being one of the hardest hand traps for this deck to deal with. If it can't play around it, it loses very, very hard to it. So we're going to go ahead and see him go for the Marksman Tell. And then we're going to see Baron actually destroy the Marksman Tell here. That's going to trigger Tell effect to go ahead and send the Dark Contract with Patents. And then we're going to go ahead and see the Patent effect to go ahead and add back. Patent License. This is always a very interesting card. I forget that it has a graveyard effect. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add a DD monster from your graveyard or one face-up DD Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. Then we're going to see him go for Dark. Dark's going to help to gain that 1,000 that he would have lost off the Ragnarok. And then we're going to go ahead and see him summon back the Wave Caesar with the Lamia. Summon back the Wave Caesar with that, and then Lamia to send off the Wave Caesar. And then he's going to go ahead and get to search the Dark Contract with the Witch off of the Wave Caesar. This card is going to come in very clutch here to help beat things like Dark Ruler and Forbidden Droplets. Can also just help to out things like Disc Coliseum and Union Hanger. And then we're going to see him go ahead and Synchro for Siegfried, probably my favorite DD card. And then we're going to see him summon out Deus Machinax. And then Standby Phase, shotgun that Lancey here. So Baron, Siegfried, plus Machinax, plus Valkyrie. Pretty solid end board here. Yeah, definitely one of the better end boards for sure. Looks like ABC has opened up Terraforming Right, Union Driver, I think Enchantress. I can't really tell what that other monster is from here. Yeah, it might be Enchantress, but either way, we're going to see him start with the Right of Eremsir. Looks like he will attempt to negate with Siegfried, targeting the right. And then in response to Siegfried targeting right to attempt to negate it, we're going to see a Forbidden Droplet sending off the right. So that'll force Siegfried to miss its target, not negating the right here. And then we're going to see him go ahead and send off 2 others to try to negate 3. But we're going to see a misplay here from our ABC player. Since he was able to dodge Siegfried, by sending the right, this contract is going to come in very clutch to make the droplet fizzle. Because he sent 3 monsters, and at resolution there are not 3 monsters for him to negate, since the contract was activated to destroy the Siegfried, and since he didn't send a trap, he's able to respond with it. So yeah, dodging the droplet there. Our ABC player could have played around that just by sending off the driver and keeping the Union Driver, or keeping the side frame driver in hand, because having Union Driver and Grave is kind of clutch if you have Regulus. Yeah, slight misplay. But we'll see if it is going to matter here, since the board isn't shut down. He still has to deal with Baron, Griffin Rider. The Valkyrie's been exhausted, though, so that's nice. Then we're going to see him go ahead and add Griffin Rider, discarding Enchantress, activate Griffin Rider. We're going to see him negate with Baron de Fleur. So the Baron negate has been successfully checked off the list there. And then we're going to see him activate Terraform and go ahead and grab Regulus. So, another misplay there from our ABC player. It happens. I've seen this happen quite a few times, where people like terraforming for the new Tearlament field spell, and they'll grab Rhino Heart. It happens. I think they correct it here in a moment. It's like, where's your field spell? Because the Disc Coliseum, it's just gonna go ahead and get the Disc Coliseum anyways. And it's all going to resolve. There's no way he can interact with us right now since the Baron has been used. We're going to see him get the Regulus on field, equipping the Union Driver. Draco back is going to go ahead and check the Deus Machina back to the extra deck. And right now just has the Regulus and the token on field. Time is very close to being called right now. So both players trying to play very fast. But we're going to see our ABC Therion player sink in some damage here. 41 total. Putting his opponent down to 39. In the standby phase, he's going to go ahead and take another 2,000 damage from Valkyrie and Dark Contract with the Gate, putting him down to 1,900. Then we're going to go ahead and see our DDD player start with Valkyrie, discarding Griffin to go ahead and check the Regulus. I don't think he negated there. I don't think it really matters. It's not like it's going to get rid of the contract anyways. But then we're going to see our DD player scrambling here, try to get some play going, try to get some damage on field. Basically going into a field of 0 interruptions right now. The only card you technically would have to worry about in some way, shape, or form is the Disc Coliseum, potentially giving him an advantage over the course of this turn if you go into the battle phase. We're going to see him grab Knight, Howling off the contract. Howling's going to go ahead and bring back Griffin. Griffin effect to go ahead and search. We're going to see him add the Vice Requiem. Activate Vice Requiem to destroy 1 to go ahead and summon itself out. And then we're going to see him go ahead and link into the Gilgamesh. And it looks like he is going to go for the Deus Machina. And then we're going to see him activate I think he's activating the Vice Requiem here to shuffle 1 back and pop and gain 1,000. Should have done that before he overlaid, but again, they're trying to play fast here, so these things happen when time gets close to being called. We're going to see him go to the battle phase, swing over for 900, swing in for 18, and as he enters main phase 2, that is time in the round. And if our DDD player cannot gain enough life points here in this main phase 2, he will lose the game. But yeah, he's trying to figure out a way if there is any possible way. That's 1,000 gain. Should have put him to 29. They thought that he should have been at 39. I don't know what I missed to make it so he would have been at 39. Because our DG player asked why he was at 29, and then he said, "Oh, you gain 1,000, so we put him to 39." But I think he still should have been at 29 again. This is why both players keeping track of life points is very, very helpful. But again, in situations like this under time with these time rules, it always sucks. It's never fun. We're seeing him go into a Gilgamesh. Pay 1,000 here to summon back off of Ragnarok, and I think at this point he's realizing there's no way to win here. Yeah, so like now he's gonna go ahead and use the Ragnarok, but I just don't think there's or he's using the Genghis effect to go ahead and bring back. But again, I don't see a way that he can go ahead and win here. So we're going to see ABC win 2-1. And last but not least, a huge shout out goes to our Divine Level channel members, who are Tweeter0226, Pony Stark, Cadillacs84, Justin Lamb, and HGH Cyber. Thank you guys so much as always for extremely kind and generous support of this channel.